All right.
Here we go, off the rails. You know it's time to raise our sails. It's freedom like you never knew. Bags or a pass, say the word, I'll be there in a flash. You could say my hat is off to you.
Live from the Mushroom Kingdom!
They won't feed us here.
No, they just feed you mushrooms.
It's the worst.
You are high 24/7, boy.
When they give you the regular mushrooms, it's fine. When they let you cook them, like it's okay.
Yeah, alright, so, hey everybody.
Hi.
It is, Super Gamey Cast 2.
Super Gamey Cast.
Yeah, okay, cool, the frame rate problems are back with the cameras. Fantastic.
All right.
Love that.
Yep.
I think it is whenever you host. I think that is the problem.
Did I call you this time?
Yeah, you called me this time.
Okay.
So anyway, hey, yeah, another week, another fun stuff to go over.
Yes.
Yeah, we, as always, we're gonna give everyone a minute or two to filter in here.
Of course.
Let everyone do the thing.
But Bronson, what's the real reason we're waiting?
The real reason is because Postmates is a bunch of lying motherfuckers. So I ordered a coffee and some donuts this morning.
How many donuts?
6. It was 6.
Okay.
Because that's like the smallest thing like you can get from them that's like a real order.
Like for Postmates
Yeah.
to work or okay.
Yeah. Like you can order an individual one, but I'm not paying $4 delivery for someone to bring me a donut.
I see.
That ain't happening.
Okay. That makes sense.
Plus I can always have one later or whatever it is.
Yep.
So I ordered this shit at 9:20 in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
All right, mind you. And we start this show at 10:30, as everyone knows. 10:30-ish. We throw up the starting soon screen and make you listen to music for a couple of minutes, but generally it's 10:30 in the morning.
Right.
And they said it'll be there by 10:15. Hey, guess what?
Hey, what?
This dude is currently stuck on Center Street, driving in a circle.
No.
Yep. So, yeah, no. I love. So yeah, it's been that was highlight of my morning so far. But so yeah, that's part of the reason we're letting everyone filter in. Welcome all. For those of you who don't know what this show is. We talk about the newest hit releases. We talk about the news. If neither of those things are happening, then we pick a topic like this week.
Yes.
And we kind of just go over it and everything. So, welcome. Happy to have you all in. And this week we are going to be going over, we're going to rank the Nintendo home consoles from worst to first. So... So I feel like we should establish some ground rules while we're.
Or are we starting off with ranking them?
I mean, yeah, okay. We'll open up with I guess some news then, or what? Or do you want to open up what we've been playing?
I figured we would just get into what we've been doing the week prior first.
Okay, so this one's real simple for me.
Okay.
I went to work, and I played a lot of WoW.
I assume not at the same time.
No, I wish.
Okay.
Because So we're in that kind of new release dead zone. Like, there's not a whole lot coming out, especially
Yep.
not a whole lot that's coming out that's interesting us in right this particular moment.
Right.
Or it's like remakes, like the Yakuza collection came out, but I've played all those games,
Sure.
so it's like so it like I don't want to come on the podcast and be like, hey, I'm playing. I'm not gonna tell you guys about like you should play the Yakuza games
We've talked about this.
as I've
Like,
been telling you for years now.
yeah.
But what has been happening is but like so I'm like, okay, well I can play whatever the fuck I want right now, and I'm like, all right, WoW Classic,
Mm-hmm.
and yep,
Is that still WoW Classic?
it is still like video game, uncut video game heroin,
Great.
like straight up at its finest.
All right.
Yeah, that's that game does things to me that I just like. I know like psychologically why it's working.
Yes. Of course.
All right, so this guy's almost here, but the real trick, as I have found with delivery in my home, is will he actually find the home?
Right.
Because, so for those of you who don't know, I live in the downtown Reno area, like an old-ish new Reno, where it's like, if I had to describe it, it's like suburbs but in a city. It's like if someone took like a suburb and just threw it in the middle of a fucking big city.
Like, I don't know. Specifically around your place, I think of like how in Grand Theft Auto 5, where San Andreas
Yeah, like South.
happens.
Oh, okay, so perfect example, everyone. Have you ever been to South Central? Less crime equivalent.
Yes.
So anyway, so but like my house is on the corner and it has a big lot and a tiny house, but it's the only one that's on the corner.
Right.
And it's like you can tell it's very clearly on the corner of Moran and Locust. So
Are
holy
the trees still there?
what?
Do you have trees blocking the house or anything?
We chopped most of those down. You can at least
Okay,
see the
well
house.
then it shouldn't be a big deal.
I mean, it was like when you visited, man. Like it was,
Okay.
yeah. So no, it's very much a case of just like they just get lost all the time. It's just like they'll like go around in a fucking circle, and I'm just like, are you fucking kidding me? like I'm just, dude, what the fuck?
How often are you ordering?
Oh
from
my
Postmates?
god, they're lost. They're calling me now. I'm gonna answer. Hello? Yeah, okay, are you at the front door? Do you see a house with a blue charger in front of it? Yeah, it's 412. Yeah. It's right on the corner of Locust and Moran. Okay, thank you. Bye-bye. Okay, so
Uh-huh.
all right, so they're lost.
Yes.
They went too far down. Like fucking A. All right, which just look at the map. You have a fucking map.
Are they not using Google Maps? Are they not like?
Well, like
what?
like okay, so like you can clearly see where the dot is. Like fuck me. Hey chat, have you ever had this problem with fucking Postmates where your shit is super late and they can't find your house, even though you live in a fucking open neighborhood. Like, my house is on the fucking street.
Yeah, no, like especially with the trees gone, like it's very obvious that there's this big lot and then there's this house sitting right there, like,
Like,
and it's different from a lot of the other stuff that's around there.
like if you look at the fucking map, like all you have to do is look at the map, and you can very clearly see that, like, okay, there's this bunch of green, that's the lot, and then there's this little purple dot on a house. So, man, it's the first house. It's the only house on the fucking corner.
You should do Postmates, see what they're missing.
Yeah. Fucking, like, I'm gonna fucking order, dude, I don't, okay, so, hold on. They just made it around, I think.
They warm? Are they getting warmer?
They're getting warmer. We'll see. This is okay. Hold on. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go keep the people entertained.
Yeah, no worries. Jesus Christ. How's everyone doing in chat? It's been a slow morning. For me, I can't speak to Bronson, but man, I took Friday off. I took Friday off of work this week to try and just regain my sanity, and that didn't happen. It was just another day of a weekend just scattered. We had our night Thursday where we played some Sonic Adventure. We'll talk about that when Bronson gets back. But otherwise, just been trying to get things done. Been a lot of work. So, God, I could use some donuts right now. They have some good donuts here in Seattle. They got Top Pot. They got Mighty-O. Those are the two big ones. There's a Krispy Kreme in South Seattle, but I don't know. Let's see these donuts.
What?
Let's see these donuts.
Okay, yeah. Hold on. So apparently
ranking the donuts from worst to first.
ranking of donuts. That's our new thing. All right. So. Oh yeah. Okay, they're in good shape. I'll show you a maple bar first.
Okay.
Wabam.
All right. That is the maple bar.
Let me show you one of their fancy ones. This is a fruity pebble donut.
Oh, here we go.
Waboom.
Yeah. All right.
Buddy. Though I wonder what the fuck happened to this coffee lid. Because like it looks like it just like exploded briefly.
Oh man. Okay.
These people did not look like they had their shit together.
No. Oh, like just like personally.
Yeah, like people delivering.
Yeah.
Oh, that is really good coffee. I've actually never had their coffee. Noted.
Good.
So
you worked and you played World of Warcraft.
Yeah, I started mainlining video game heroin again.
Yep.
I like the way I had the conversation with my roommate. I told her, I'm like, hey, I started playing WoW Classic again, and she's like, oh, neat, and I'm like, I'm not sure that that's neat. That I basically just did the me equivalent of telling you, like, hey, I started doing coke again.
Like, yeah, no, you're deep in it now, and it doesn't help that it's a slow week for games.
Yeah, like,
because that just means more time for World of Warcraft.
Yeah, no, totally, absolutely. Leveled up twice. I'm like a hair away from level 50.
Oh my god. The fun is getting to the top, I imagine.
Even at the top, you have rating.
Sure.
And you have gearing. Because your character isn't as good as he can be yet.
That's true. Okay. Yeah, so you're...
Yeah, no.
You're going to be in it for until March.
Excuse me. Yeah, probably.
Damn.
I mean, because March we get Doom and we get Animal Crossing, we get Persona, and
Yep.
then Last of Us. It comes in May.
Right.
So,
And
what
we'll just
about
be
you?
keeping on Steam. So let's see. From the week prior, I also saw you played some Final Fantasy VII last night.
Yeah, I did that on stream. That went. That actually went really well.
Good.
We had a nice long talk about like, God, this looks like shit by today's standards.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Um, let's see. A lot of my gaming was done on stream. It was let's see, we played Pokemon Fire Red on Monday. We just wandered through the SSN and interrogated every single living thing in there. Um, I'm slowly learning. What's up?
I'm bummed I didn't get to catch any of your streams.
Oh, that's fine. Yeah. It's well, a couple of things I'm learning. One, you can't really run through with one Pokemon,
Okay.
unless your one Pokemon, all their moves are HMs.
Okay.
So otherwise you can't get to certain gyms and you can't. So we're figuring out an HM assistant role
An
for our
HM
team.
Mule.
Yes.
Okay.
So we gotta figure that out. Couldn't find a suitable one, so Absol had to learn Cut, and I can't remove that until I get to a certain city, so that's fine. So now,
yeah, you can do that in Fire Red. I forgot.
yeah. So then, let's see. So there was that. We ranked some more Pokemon, and then Pikachu's still at top, for right now. And then
Pikachu's still king of the Mons.
he's still king of the Mons, and it's just due to him being Pikachu.
He's fucking Pikachu.
What are you gonna do?
What are you gonna fucking do? Right, exactly. I mean,
And then Thursday, we played some Sonic Adventure. Oh, we played some Sonic Mania, which you did catch some of that.
which is honestly probably the best Sonic game at this point.
And specifically the 2D Sonic
Watching you
style.
play 2D Sonic was the funniest shit in the world.
I don't know what I still don't know what Sonic is about in 2D space.
Like I came onto that. Like I was at the mall because I was running some errands with Stephanie. I was at the mall and I'm like, oh, errands on. I'll pop on while Stephanie's running errands. I'll watch this shit in the food court.
Yeah.
And watching you play Sonic in 2D was fucking hilarious.
I don't get it. I don't get how the map is designed. I felt this way about all like Sonic 1, 2, and 3 as well. Just like
Go right. Just go right.
I know, but then you run into robots and then you run into dead ends and then there's things shooting you back to the left. And then in Sonic Mania especially, they're having you go in all sorts of directions.
Yeah, they do a lot of the Sonic CD stuff where they like sorry everyone. They do a lot of the Sonic CD stuff where they like fucking throw you up in the air and flip you around and
Right. And my understanding was that the whole appeal of it is that you're supposed to be going fast. Sonic goes fast. And so I would, and then I would get stopped, quite frequently.
I mean, I'm gonna just throw this out there. Maybe Sonic was never good.
It's sort of so that's the thing is that like I was never a fan of 2D Sonic. I've been a fan of Sonic the Hedgehog as a character and as a franchise for as long as I can remember, thanks to the show, because we were a Nintendo household. I didn't get to play the Genesis games, but
Sonic almost made it so I had a Sega Saturn instead of an N64 growing up.
Really,
And
wow.
I will tell that story once you're done here.
Okay, all right. But what's interesting is that so I didn't like 2D Sonic because I just wasn't getting it. Nothing was clicking. Mm-hmm. So then I moved over to Sonic Adventure.
Okay.
And Sonic Adventure is weird in its own right. Where like the gameplay, they had to figure out how Sonic worked in a 3D space.
Okay.
And it was like the exact opposite approach where it was just easy. It was like hold up, just keep holding up, hold up, and then when they
attack,
introduced the mechanic,
literally home in.
Yeah, homing attack because they were like, oh god, controlling this thing is so hard. How do we fix our messed up game.
And then the homing attack causes the camera to fuck up horribly.
Yes. Oh, the
So,
camera. But I don't know. I have fun with it. But it's not like oh, this is a fantastic game. It's like, no, but
I tried playing Sonic Adventure 2 on stream a year ago, and it literally gave me a migraine.
oh God. And then, just find the Chaos Emerald by wandering around a casino lobby and playing slots. It's
Yeah,
like, my Sonic game.
that was the first Sonic Adventure had that problem in a big way. The second doesn't though.
No, no. So yeah, I played that for a while, and again, I was just having fun, and I don't know if it was like a nostalgia thing, but yeah, it's going around. I got to the part where I had unlocked Knuckles, so we were searching for Master Emerald, so
Oh
it was that
fuck!
cold, warm, hot.
I hate Knuckles and Rouge in both those fucking games.
Um,
Which sucks because Knuckles has a fire ass song in Pumpkin Hill.
yes, but that I believe is in 2, right?
There's in 2, yes.
Which is a bummer. But oh God, just characters like
I 100% both those games as a child.
that's sure.
So
Yep. Like there's Sonic's victory animation when he wins a level, he like flails back and forth. I'll see you some other time. It's like, oh God, what is this game?
once again, 2 is a lot more refined.
It is.
Um,
But ooh,
so
that was a mess. That was a different time for sure.
so I really like Sonic growing up. Like I love the 2D games a lot.
Yeah.
Legitimately. And excuse me. When asking for my first system for like that was mine, that wasn't like borrowed from my cousins, that wasn't my dad's, that was like mine. What I did is I asked for a Sega, not realizing in 1996 that could have meant a Sega Genesis, a Sega CD, a Sega Saturn, or a Sega 32X.
Oh God, right.
Sega was just where Sonic was. So my father assumed I wanted a Sega Saturn.
Ooh.
But some wonderful Walmart clerk, bless this man wherever he is, blessed be this Walmart clerk, was like, oh, dude, no, this N64 thing just came out like 3 weeks ago. Get this instead. It's like cutting edge, and it's going to have more games and be supported longer.
Okay.
And it's also $100. It was either $100 or $200 cheaper. And that combination of factors made my dad go, okay, we'll get this instead.
Sure.
And at first, I was like, when I opened it, I was like a little bummed out, and then I was like, played Mario 64, and that kind of blew my mind.
Okay.
And then what cemented me loving the N64 forever is that first night we had the system, my dad and I stayed up all night playing Killer Instinct.
Nice.
So,
Cool.
but yeah, I almost, I could hate video games right now, if not for a Walmart clerk. So, good on
This
you.
is video games?
Good on you, guy in the electronics department. Like I liked video games because I'd like play them at the Gold and Silver and stuff, but not like this is home video games. This is trash.
Right.
Playing
Exactly.
fucking Congo and Knights.
Knights. Oh my God.
So yeah,
that was it for me.
Sonic is, I've like the list here are the list of good Sonic games, everyone.
Oh, okay. We're just doing this now.
2, 3, and Knuckles, CD, Advanced 1 and 2, Mania. You could argue Generations and Colors, but both get a little grindy. And Adventure 2, though you probably have to have some level of nostalgia for it.
Yeah, if you have a good amount of nostalgia for that era of Sonic, I think 1 just makes it. But
Oh,
that's rough as hell.
yeah. Rise of Lyric is where it's at. Yeah! Trash DS games. Mm. What was their Mario Galaxy ripoff one?
It
World?
wasn't that.
Sonic World?
Oh yeah, Sonic Worlds. Yes,
Yeah,
I played a little bit of that.
thought that game was gonna be really good and ended up being just kind of
It's
mediocre.
fine.
Like, I actually have a funny story to tell about Sonic Mania when I got to see it at E3.
Okay.
So the last E3 I went to was the one where they were showing off Sonic Mania and showing off the new Sonic Generations, the sequel to it, where you make your own OC.
Oh yes.
And we let's see, 2, 3, Adventure 1 and 2, then Mania. Disagree, but on Adventure 1 in particular. But do what you gotta do, man. I played a lot of the original Sonic the Hedgehog on Wii. But anyways, so
Oh God. Okay.
I'll get into that some other time. Virtual
All right.
Console was rad. Anyway, so anyway, I embarrassed the living shit out of myself at the Sonic booth.
Okay.
So what happens is what ends up happening is we didn't have any appointments or interviews except with like 2 companies. So we are trying to barnstorm all our interviews basically, which means going up to the booth, showing the might of our mighty analytics, because at the time we were averaging like 400K, 500K a month. You know, so I'm walking. So I go up to. So we go up to Sega, the Sonic booth. We're like, hey, we're from Express Outlet. We'd like to do an interview for Sonic Mania and Sonic whatever you're doing to ruin him now. And you know, and are you aware of the Sonic Twitter?
Yes.
That man is a jolly old troll and he's wonderful.
Oh yeah. Yeah,
Um,
Sonic. He is.
Yeah, so we get the interview set up. They ask for our analytics and I bust out my iPad and I'm like, boom, check it. And they verify that we're legit and we're not a bunch of psychopaths that they know of.
Right.
And we set up the interview. So I was going to do Mania. The dude who I was working with was going to do whatever 3D bullcrap.
It was Forces, I think.
Yeah, okay. That I think it was Forces. So, and I don't get the title of the guy I'm interviewing before I start.
Uh-huh.
And I just think, okay, I'll ask him at the start of the interview. It's like, hi, I'm with, and I asked, hi, I'm with Aaron Weber of Sega. So what it is do you do at Sega? And I flip him the microphone, and he says, hi, well, so I run the PR for Sega and Sonic the Hedgehog, and I also run the Sonic the Hedgehog Twitter. Now, I don't fanboy, like, I didn't fanboy when I met David Jaffe. I didn't fanboy when I met the guy who made Gran Turismo or Street Fighter or Cliffy B. But legit, I was so caught off guard by that as I get the microphone handed back to me, and I go, wait, you're that guy? Wonderful gentleman, Aaron Weber. He still runs that Twitter, I believe, and is still PR for Sega. Great guy. Hooked us up with that great demo. Allowed us to spot in line and did a great interview. And just allowed me, like, easily one of the most unprofessional moments of my entire career. Just by far.
Well, I mean, you know, it's one of the funniest things about Sonic is like what I hear of Sonic today that is good. It is people like the show. Apparently, the show's funny.
People like some of the games.
Depends, right?
It also depends on like what age group you're in. It's really weird.
Yes.
Like the Sonic age groups.
Yep.
Like it's in this weird place with that. But go on.
But like, if you're older, like Sonic Mania is gonna work for you if you were into those older games. But yeah, then yeah, age group. Also, when you're young, specifically from my own experience, when you're young, if you like the character, you'll put up with any garbage.
Yeah, no. I mean, dude, look at how many god awful Dragon Ball Z games we played.
Oh, too many. Too many.
Ultimate Battle 22,
Mm-hmm.
Sagas.
Remember, I told you what I played of Legacy of Goku 1, I enjoyed.
And that game is trash.
Cause it's Goku. I'm running around as Goku. I'm on Namek right now. This is crazy.
Yeah, no, exactly. And then like as an adult you play it and you're like, this is awful. And then you play 2 and you're like, damn, big jump up.
Sure. I just want that in a 3D space. That's all I want.
Well, you want.
I know.
Okay, then Kakarot did it.
Kakarot, what I saw, did not seem to. I want those battles happening in an open world.
I mean, then I don't think you're gonna get that.
Yeah.
Any Crash Bandicoot game.
Okay, so I totally played Wrath of Cortex, and I'm sure that game's not good, but at the time, I was enjoying it.
I liked Crash 1, and Crash 1 is trash.
Okay. Yep.
But man, Crash 2 and 3 still fucking bangers.
Okay.
Those games are still amazing. Crash 2 is one of my favorite PS1 games. Legit.
Sure.
Yeah. God. But back to Sonic.
Sonic, the good things, people say the show's good. You might like one game or another game, but it's not like the games are generally in a good spot.
You like Crush 40's Butt Rock?
I love Crush 40's Butt Rock, but I think we're moving past the Crush 40 Butt Rock.
No, they still put him in. They still do the music for those games.
They still do some of the music for sure, but they've been cycling them out for like other people. I don't know if they've been like sticking with them.
Nah, they need
a lot recently.
Crush 40 needs to do the Sonic music until those motherfuckers retire.
I mean, some sort of,
Yeah, just. Oh, live and
There's
learn, hanging on to. Yeah, just. Oh, Lord.
It's so good. Yeah, we started the stream. And it was the Sonic Adventure intro, and it was the introduction of Crush 40 to the world.
Oh, yeah, just.
And it was where you found out what new Sonic looked like, and here's Amy on the street, and here's Knuckles flying, and the Master Emerald Island or whatever's crashing to the sea.
They have legit one really good track that is Escape from the City.
Oh, that song's so good.
It is that is a legit great ass song. Same with their bomb escape theme, but like everything else they did is just like hyper butt rock. It is just like the most epitome of butt rock. But when you're a kid, butt rock is really good.
Which means as you're older and you've grown up thinking butt rock is good, it's like I'm not gonna listen to this on the street. But if I hear the song, I'm going to move my head to this. Live and learn.
I'm going to look up Crush 40 and see if does Crush 40 tour.
Crush 40 tour. They might. I just listened to like a greatest hits album, and they had songs on there that were not on any Sonic game.
Let's see.
So they're clearly a band outside of it.
Oh yeah, they are. So I'm gonna go on there. Okay, so I'm gonna go on their Wikipedia page. Well, they've had a lot of members cycle out.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah. But they're Japanese United States rock band from 1997 to present.
Okay.
The primary lineup consists of guitarists and vocalists. They became known for the game soundtrack for Wave Master Entertainment, including Sonic the Hedgehog.
Yep. Yep.
That man's claim to fame is live and learn.
He's gonna be singing that till the day he dies.
Oh yeah, on his deathbed.
Yeah. Yep. Anyway, so it's that, and then the Sonic the Hedgehog Twitter guy. Like their biggest success in recent years, in my mind, beyond Sonic Mania, is have a Twitter account where they're just totally self-aware that the whole Sonic brand has become like half garbage, half great.
Aaron Weber is a homie. I'm just
Yeah.
telling you right now.
Yeah.
That dude is a G.
So
So
that's cool.
I think that they do whatever they're paying him. It is not enough to run that Twitter. Telling y'all right now what that does for the Sonic brand.
Yeah.
Especially
The level of self-awareness that they've brought to like the community and like the embracing of it has actually been really good for Sonic.
yeah, like it's been crazy in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
So, anyway, we should get on to the main course here.
Let's do it. I was gonna go see the Sonic movie, but then I ended up seeing Parasite, so I've got nothing to say on Sonic the Hedgehog.
I wanted to see it, but my girlfriend didn't want to. And like
That's fair.
I like read through every movie that I'd be interested in seeing it all, and she
Mhm.
did not want to see fucking any of them.
Oh, that's
I was
okay.
like, Knives Out, no. Harley Quinn, no.
Okay.
1917, no.
Wow.
And I'm just like, you know, Got Home, Ford versus Ferrari, no. Then I watched it by myself the next day.
Okay.
Um,
Sometimes you're not in the mood.
yeah, fair enough. Anyway, so we are going to be ranking the Nintendo
Yes.
home consoles.
Mhm.
The Nintendo home console lineup. So this means none of the primarily handhelds, because of the one hybrid child, of course.
Yes.
So this means we are going to be ranking the NES, SNES, 64, Cube, Wii, Wii U, Switch. And this is going to be a combination of game library, influence, how well it did in the industry, how well influential it was, innovation, a little bit of everything. Like
Sure.
why these systems are good or great or mediocre or trash, you know. Oh yeah, also, do we count the Virtual Boy as a home console or a portable?
I would assume home console, right? Like you're not taking that on the bus.
Okay, yeah, because it was marketed as a portable. I'm like, bitch, you have to mount your face to it. So all right, so fine, console. All right, well, let's let's get started then.
Sure.
So Virtual Boy's obviously in last, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Virtual Boy's last.
Okay, great.
Didn't that have Mario Tennis? Wasn't that like the first Mario Tennis?
Yes, it was.
Yeah.
In fact, we can pull up. The funny thing is, collecting for the Virtual Boy is both super hard and super easy. Because super hard because it's expensive, but it's
Okay.
like super easy because there's only like 16 games.
Sure.
So
Yep.
so if you're looking for like a complete collection, you do not have to put in much effort.
Cool. All right.
It had a Mega 10 game, really. Which one? All right, so Virtual Boy in the gutter at
Yep.
the bottom.
Yep.
So that leaves NES, SNES, N64, GameCube, Wii, Wii U, Switch.
I think the answer is pretty obvious just from looking at this.
Wii U.
Yep.
I agree. I think that has some bomb Nintendo games on it,
Yep.
but I think it has like zero third-party support.
Yep.
I think that it got its ass handed to it in the market, like on
The best
on
thing,
a plate.
yeah, the best thing about the Wii U again is that they were halfway through to the idea that became the Switch.
My best moments with the Wii U were like the fact that it like Nintendo really went hard on having to support it.
Sure.
So you got a bunch of really bomb Nintendo games.
Yeah. Yeah,
But-
that's the thing.
But the other, the problem is more so than any other Nintendo, because in my opinion, there's 3 other systems on this list that have this same problem. More than any other, though, this had the problem of this is my secondary console that I
Hmm.
play like for the Nintendo game, and
Yep.
then it collects dust for the other 9 months out of the year.
Sure.
All right.
Uh, for me, the thing about the Wii U and the reason I still enjoy it, I was glad that I had it, was I put more time into Mario Kart 8 than I have maybe any other game in recent years. And
Um,
that happened on the Wii U. I know that's on the Switch now too, but
it's real funny that you say that. Like, I love that game, but I
mhm.
barely touched it on the Wii U. I went ape shit on the Switch.
Sure, yeah. If you were feeling like if you waited till it was on the Switch to play it, then yeah, because that,
Like,
that game is absolutely amazing on its own.
well, no, I had the Wii U version. I got it for free actually. It was weird.
Oh,
But it was just like playing games on the Wii U. Let's see, the Wii U was cannibalized for the Switch to succeed. I mean, I think there's a lot of things you could say. Like, the reason that we are getting so many Wii U to Switch ports is because Nintendo knows that things sold like total shit, and that most people have not got to play a lot of those games.
yep.
Like, most people did. Like, my runner up for Game of the Year in 2014 was Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze, and no one else played that shit that year.
Yep.
I was the only one.
Yep. And yeah, it's a shame. I did have fun with the Wii U, but like also don't name your console after the Wii U.
Dude, you know what? They just should have called it Wii 2.
Call it Wii 2.
Wii 2.
Would like
Like,
to play.
yeah, like,
Create two new mascots that come up to your front door.
yeah, and then, like, because it uses all your old peripherals, which,
Yep.
that was great. It
Yeah.
plays all your Wii games, which I still have my Wii U hooked up for that exact reason.
Yep.
And also Virtual Console.
Hmm.
Um, I wish they would have found a way to get. You know what the fucked up part is? It uses the same architecture as the GameCube and the
What?
Wii.
Oh, and the Wii. Wow.
Yeah,
Yeah.
all three
That's
of them use PowerPC. I don't know
mhm.
why they didn't put GameCube backwards compatibility in.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
Because like modders put that shit in like a week.
Right.
Like they were like, "Oh, dude, this is super easy to use the same architecture." Boop,
Yeah.
throw it
Stupid. Oh my
on.
God. Okay.
Which was another death nail for the system.
Yep.
Yeah, like it's like I said, I have a lot of fond memories. Bayonetta 2 is like my game of the generation. I think that Mario 3D World is one of the most underrated Mario games.
Hmm.
I think that
Wonderful 101.
Wonderful 101 is another fucking wonderful gem. I think that
Mario Maker.
Mario Maker, Splatoon,
Splatoon.
the there's a lot of good stuff. It's just not enough to sustain a library, and then not enough to justify the fact that it like never dropped in price out of $300. It
Yeah,
always
that's no
sold at
good.
$300, and like
Yep.
like PlayStation got a price cut like a year later, and it was like, oh, why would I ever buy a Wii U when the PS4's library is like getting great games every single month?
Right.
Like it's just like getting like I once again I love the Wii U, but my PS4 library is like 5 times the size of my Wii U library. Uh,
Sure.
um,
I feel like that's been the case for Nintendo consoles for a while, though.
I
Also.
I actually think that I actually think that it wasn't as bad on the Wii, but I'll get into that when we get to the Wii. So,
Sure.
all right. So next is we have Virtual Boy, Wii U. All right. So I'm gonna throw out 2 suggestions.
Okay.
I'm gonna throw out N64.
Okay.
I'm gonna throw out GameCube.
Ooh. I want to throw out N64.
That's what I was thinking as well. Cause
Yeah. That's
um,
close in my mind also, but
I
N64.
I just think GameCube had a lot better third party support. Like
Sure.
GameCube ended up like GameCube got like like Burnout 1. Like, it didn't get everything. It didn't get Burnout 3. It didn't get Star Wars Battlefront. But it got, like, Burnout 1 and 2 and Time Splitters and 13 and, like, it got a fucking Metal Gear game.
That's right. Yep.
Like...
I played a lot of good third-party stuff on GameCube. Spider-Man 2 that's where I played
Yeah,
Spider-Man 2.
Ultimate Spider-Man.
Ultimate Spider-Man, yep.
Yeah, versus the N64, which has like it due to their stubbornness on sticking to cartridges.
Yes.
Like, due to them just being like, fucking cartridges or die. Because of they were concerned about piracy.
Don't steal from us, fuckers.
They ended up like. Could you imagine the world in which the N64 used a disc drive and had Final Fantasy VII and Metal Gear and Resident Evil?
No, because I'd have to imagine what a PS1-esque Mario and Zelda would look like.
Fair enough. GameCube had one of the greatest games ever released for a year. RE4, yeah. Sadly, the Capcom 5 would not be the Capcom 5, but we'll get to that in a little bit.
Right. Still enough.
Yeah, so here's the thing about the N64 that I always bring up is like its peaks are like some of the greatest games of all time. Like
sure.
the peak N64 experiences, like you go and you look at like Ocarina of Time changed the industry, Mario 64 changed the industry. Star Fox 64, everyone considers it the best Star Fox still. Like you go and you look at
Do we want to talk about GoldenEye?
So GoldenEye
for consoles specifically.
For consoles,
yes,
was a game changer.
Yes.
It's just that if you had a PC at the same time you were playing Quake 2 and you were like, lol.
Yeah.
This is cute. But, like, for consoles was fucking mind-blowing. And, same thing with a lot of stuff that was, you played Banjo-Kazooie and, like, had this big open world, and my second monitor just nearly took a crap. Great. That's on my shopping list. It's another one. But anyway, so you have these experiences, these top flight experiences, but the problem is like, once you get out of that top 20 games, it's just trash. Like, it is the worst trash than even the Wii U trash. Like, it is just god awful. And it's the problem with it is it is like on top of all of that, right? Like it innovated. Like, it had the analog stick and it had rumble. And it did some cool stuff, but it's just like it just could not save itself.
It was a weird ass thing too. That controller still blows my mind today.
Hold on. You mean this controller?
Yeah. Well, that's an even weirder one. That's some.
Yeah, it's a Mad Catz one.
Okay, but who designs that?
This is actually a really good Mad Catz one. It actually felt pretty good.
I mean, for a three-handled console or a three-handled controller, it feels as good as I imagine it could get.
Well, so their idea when designing it was, okay, if you're going to play 2D games, you're here. If you're 3D games, you're here.
Right.
Like, that was obviously the intent.
And then you're using the yellow arrows to control the camera, supposedly.
Yeah, I mean, that's what you had to do for GoldenEye and Perfect Dark.
Right, but of course this is before they figured out maybe a second analog stick would be good.
Maybe second stick, yeah. Well, I mean, it's just like PlayStation, like fucking you press triangle to go into first person and then aim with the left stick because triangle was your perspective button.
Yeah, say what you will about PlayStation, they were figuring that stuff out too.
Also, when you would import Japanese games and you would have to press circle to like agree. That was cool.
Yep. Good stuff.
Fucked me up every time I went to go play Metal Gear. So, anyway, I think that like those peaks, it had a lot of innovation and some great peaks. It was my first system that I personally owned. I still have my original N64. It's just that like once you get out of that top 20, it's like
Yeah.
It's just crap. And almost like 90% of the worthwhile games on it are made by Nintendo and Rare.
Yep.
And it's like, ugh.
It's another Wii U-esque system in terms of, you know, interesting design decisions, sticking to their guns on things like cartridges when it's like just move on, just god damn it.
Well, it's like also it's weird because it was like technically the most powerful system of the three, but it didn't
Oh,
have it.
that's weird.
Yeah, like it's like it was the most powerful of the three. It's just it didn't use fucking CDs. So
Yep.
like the best N64 stuff was just like arcade games because you didn't need a whole lot of memory, but
Yep.
you could just like put a ton of fucking shit and detail in the screen.
I was
Um,
playing Cruising USA or Cruising the World or whatever.
um,
Um,
well, like so. I mean, that's part of the reason why N64 games look like all feel like they have a blur filter,
mm,
and like why if you'll notice like most N64 games use the same like 10 textures. So it's like all memory problems because of fucking cartridges.
man.
No.
Oh, Conker's Bad Fur Day.
That was a great game. Also
That was
rare
a
though.
Yeah, right. Yeah, you're right. Um,
Um, like Nintendo fucking not developed by Nintendo or Rare, but Nintendo had a hand in it, those Star Wars games.
yep.
Like it's like everything that like so all right, yeah, so we have Virtual Boy,
Yep.
Wii U,
Yep.
N64.
Yep.
All right, so we got GameCube, Wii, Switch, SNES.
So I don't know. What do you think? You thinking GameCube?
I'm thinking GameCube.
Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking. I think at this point you have to go GameCube, Wii, or Switch. And I think that the other two are so unbelievably successful.
Right. I
Like,
think GameCube is the top of this current tier.
I think GameCube is top of the like we tried but failed tier.
Yes.
And I love the GameCube.
Yeah.
My GameCube library is like fucking ace, dude. Like I have so many good GameCube games, and like it had good third-party support. Beautiful Joe was a great GameCube game. Resident Evil 4.
Okami.
No, Okami never made it to GameCube.
Oh, where did that come
That made it
out
to
on?
Wii.
Was that just Wii?
That was Wii and PS2.
I just always associate it with Beautiful Joe, so whoops.
Eternal Darkness. Yeah, Eternal Darkness was
Okay.
a great GameCube game.
Yep.
Metal Gear: The Twin Snakes. F-Zero GX.
Let's just keep dancing around Melee. Let's not invoke its name.
Melee. Melee. Before that terrible community ruined it,
Yes.
Melee was the shit.
Oh,
It's-
so good.
Mario Sunshine is real good. It's not as good as 64, but it's great. It's a great game.
Sure.
I think Star Fox Adventures is a fun Zelda clone.
Okay.
You had Animal Crossing, the first one. You had the first two Pikmin on the fucking GameCube.
Yep.
And then for the first like 2 years of its existence, it did get 13 and Time Splitters and like the Maddens and the SSX games and like a good chunk of the third party lineup.
Yep.
So yeah, no, like fucking A, GameCube's great. Oh, Harvest Moon: A Wonderful Life.
Sure.
Wave Race was great on it.
Twilight Princess and Wind Waker is what I'm reading here.
Yeah, Twilight Princess. Though I do associate Twilight Princess more with the Wii.
Sure. Depending on where you went with that.
But yeah, like but yeah, so I think that I think the problem is like they went with a dumb storage medium again.
Yep.
Like again.
Uh-huh.
They like They just fucking just couldn't put a DVD player in the box. They were just like, they just fucking wanted to self-sabotage. And then, like, marketing. Like it was just, it was too family friendly in probably the worst era for being family friendly. Game Boy Adapter was dope. That was another one.
Sure.
Pokemon Coliseum.
Yeah, but it had a handle on it. You could take it anywhere.
Did have a handle on it. What color was your GameCube?
Oh, it was purple.
Mine was purple too. Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Some
Luigi's
people like
Mansion.
Black yeah, Luigi's Mansion.
Fuck! God damn! Like
They're good. There are good games that came out of that.
Yeah, like, hold on. Let me see if there's any others we're forgetting.
Did we play Sonic Heroes on the GameCube?
That was a Mario Kart Double Dash.
Oh yeah, that was a good one.
Metroid Prime.
Sure. Yep.
Rogue Squadron. Mario Strikers.
Yeah.
Fucking... Oh, Tales of Symphonia. Skies of Arcadia.
Sure. Yep.
Kirby Air Ride. Fucking A, dude.
They got some games.
Like, fucking lordy.
The thing is, if it wasn't for, well, I guess we'll wait till later to rank other consoles, but like GameCube stands out on its own, like in terms of like good games. It's just, that was an era where they were pretty close to competition, I felt, and just how it was just the different format.
It was the middle child in terms of power. It wasn't as powerful as
Yeah.
the Xbox, but it was more powerful than the PS2.
Yep.
Prime is still in Guinness's Book of Records being the highest rated critically acclaimed FPS ever. I still consider a FPA not an FPS, but sure, why not?
Sure.
But like, the reason why it is where it is though is like the second half of its life it didn't get any of the other third party support. Like it
Sure.
never saw in an era where the PS2 and Xbox especially getting heavy into online and
Yep.
PS2 exploring it, the GameCube had one online video game.
I mean, you want to talk about Nintendo and online, we're still having trouble.
I mean, yeah, like we'll get into that discussion when we get to the Wii and and even the Switch.
Mm-hmm.
But I think like in an era where like you have Nintendo refusing to use DVDs, like again.
Yep.
You have the fact that like marketing really sandbagged it. You have the whole you have marketing really sandbagged it just in a big way. You have the fact that and then on top of like all of that, it just couldn't compete with, and then just had the fact that just like PS2 was just so fucking good.
Sure.
Like, PS2 was just a fucking unholy juggernaut. Like, first off, PS2 was out a year before everyone else, giving it a full year to build a library.
Yep.
But then on top of that, it had a DVD player built in.
Yep.
And then it was just, dude, like, PS2 might have the best game library of all time for a console.
Yeah,
like,
I believe that.
Yeah, like, it didn't matter if you liked Western or Eastern games, indie or AAA, like, if it was a worthwhile video game that could technically run on it, they ported it to the fucking PS2.
Right. I forgot that Pokemon Coliseum and Pokemon XD both came out on the GameCube.
Yeah, they did.
You want your full console Pokemon experience.
Paper Mario, Thousand Year Door, Mario Strikers.
Mario Strikers.
Mario Power Tennis.
Yep.
Mario Party 4.
Yeah.
Soul Calibur 2, the best Soul Calibur. Because as Link
or Spawn.
That was the Xbox version, sure. Okay.
Or Heihachi.
That one makes sense because he's a Tekken character.
Yeah.
I mean, I disagree. I think they should have chose someone else, but still.
Of course, but...
Yeah, like... GameCube, we salute you.
Shadow the Hedgehog.
Oh, that was bad. I did a run of that game. It was bad. Like like
Damn.
like GameCube had all the tools to be successful. It just unfortunately it was a 500-pound gorilla against a 5,000-pound gorilla.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Um. So, then we have So all right. So now we have Switch, Wii, NES, SNES.
Hmm.
Oh, this is hard.
This is hard, specifically because I think part of this is like how much do we weigh, innovation and impact over the quality of the games themselves on the console and the console itself.
Right, and the fact that one of these is still like in the middle of its life,
Yeah.
like because like I want to put the Wii above the Switch, and maybe even the fucking NES
Ugh.
because of just how fucking insane it was.
Yeah.
First off, we're still using Wii tech is being used in VR currently. Hey
Right.
everybody, that shit never went away. It just moved to a different space.
Yep.
Um, like Wii was the first step towards VR.
Yep.
The first baby step. And like the Wii was just a cultural force, man. Like it was impossible to get a Wii for like 2.5 years.
Before we place the next one, can we go over the notable games that came out on the Wii?
Galaxy 1 and 2,
Yep. Those are good.
Prime 3,
Okay.
Twilight Princess and Skyward Sword.
Oh,
Uh,
right. Yep.
let's see. New Mario. Hold on. I pulled the list up for the Wii, the GameCube.
Yeah.
I'm gonna pull up for the Wii.
Okay.
Um,
Because it's kind of a blind spot for me, the Wii games list.
Wii Sports Resort,
Yeah.
Brawl, Mario Kart Wii. It had the Virtual Console, so you had all the old ass games.
Sure.
And arguably the best version of Resident Evil 4. You got Xenoblade Chronicles. You got Monster Hunter 3. You got Okami. You got. Hold on. This is a weird. I hate this because it gives me Virtual Console games as well.
Oh God, why?
Yeah, because I just want Wii games.
Yeah.
List of Wii games. Actually, better idea.
I just go to the Wikipedia article.
I'm gonna go to Metacritic.
There you go. That'll. Because I just did not think of the Wii personally as something like I need to go get like a multi-plat game.
Oh yeah, no, it yeah, like it didn't have a lot of those.
Yeah.
Like it had the better of the Silent Hills.
Okay. Shattered Memories.
Yeah. Okay, so
That was where they had the speaker in your controller, so like you could like have a thing where you like someone calls you on the phone and then they talk to the speaker in your controller and you hold it up.
World of Goo.
Okay.
Donkey Kong Country Returns, Zack and
Okay.
Wiki,
Mm-hmm.
Little King Story, Sin and Punishment, Kirby's Epic Yarn, Boom Blocks, Punch
Yeah.
Out,
Well, the Punch Out. That's right.
Tatsunoko vs. Capcom.
Okay.
Such a weird.
Yeah.
The No More Heroes 1 and 2.
That's right.
Bit Trip Complete. Mega Man 9 and 10.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean that was on multiple consoles, but yes.
That's what got it first, though.
Oh, okay.
Dead Space Extraction.
Oh God.
Kirby Special. The GoldenEye that was on it.
Right.
And then Red Steel 2. Metroid Other M.
That's right. Other M came out on that.
And then Mario Strikers Charged. And this is where we start to kind of fall off, is in this area.
Yep.
So, I mean, so it's a weird thing because it it definitely has game. The two systems I least experience with are Wii and SNES. Um, I feel weird about the Wii because it is it definitely has some fucking killer ass games.
Sure.
But I agree with you. I don't think it hits as hard as the GameCube,
No.
or the Switch. But then I'm just I remember how mind blowing Wii Sports was at the time.
Right.
How that shit was like witchcraft.
And like those games were not like deep. It wasn't like the games themselves. Like Wii Sports does not compete with a full-on actual game, but it was just the implementation of the gimmick.
Yeah, and then you played Twilight Princess and you moved your hand and the sword slashed and it fucking melted your mind.
Yep.
And then you realized it waggle, but you know,
Like I'm thinking I may get a VR setup for Half-Life Alyx for this year. And I don't know if that would have happened without the Wii.
right? And then you have just it was a cultural thing, dude. I remember
Yep.
it being played in nursing homes and hospitals and
Oh,
my
it still is, I imagine.
it is, and my mom bought Wii games. Not my dad. My dad who had a couple N64 games and liked Gran Turismo and my dad nearly bought a PS3 near launch for MotorStorm
Nice.
because he was my dad loved dirt biking.
Oh, okay. Yep.
And he couldn't dirt bike anymore because he had back problems at that time.
That's a
So,
shame because around like the Wii time, that's when like it was really that genre of games was kind of dying out.
yeah, so he was so. Anyway, back to what I was saying though, is
Yes.
I remember that that holiday season when the Wii hit was, and yes, Nasty Boots playing Twilight Princess was amazing at the time. Using the fucking thing to aim,
Sure. Yep.
or even Metroid Prime, using the thing to pull the shield off and then shooting.
Yep.
It was I after playing Metroid Prime, I thought dude, all shooters are gonna be on Wii now. That's
Sure. I mean, that's what we were hoping, right?
because it was so much better.
Yeah.
It was so much better than playing with a fucking controller.
Yep.
Go everyone, I implore you. If you have a Wii U, if you have a Wii, go back, play Metroid Prime 3, and then come back to me next week and tell me that shit is not better than using an analog stick.
Well, so the problem was, and I remember this because I was really hyped for Red Steel, and I was watching other shooter games on the Wii, and the problem was you had to. And I'm sure Metroid Prime figured this out. I didn't get to play that game, but it was you in order to turn 90 180 degrees to your enemy or whatever, you had to aim to the edge of the screen to get it to move over.
So the smart games like Red Steel 2 and Metroid, what their solution to that was a button.
A button that flipped around 180 or
A button that has you pivot 90 degrees.
Oh, okay. Because
So,
I think what we're doing now with VR is that they've just given 2 analog sticks to each controller, and now you have your right analog, or your VR game. You just turn around yourself.
in a VR game, it's
You're kind of right there.
exactly.
But that's what's so funny. You bring up Twilight Princess and you bring up the aiming of the bow. We're going into 2020 and we're getting a handful of games on VR that are just doing that.
It's fucking this weird.
That's crazy.
The thing is even now on my when I played Breath of the Wild, what was I aiming with? Fucking gyros.
Yep.
Yep.
And yeah, and so that alone rockets it up the list, but its game lineup, the GameCube, I think has a better game lineup.
I agree. I definitely agree with that. I think that the Mario is better. I think that Nintendo dipped into their weirder IPs a little bit. But there is something we do need to bring up with there's two things I feel like we need to bring up with the Wii though. Is like one in like I tried to get one at launch because I didn't get a pre-order. It
Oh
took me
no.
it took me 3 fucking months
Yep.
of calling every GameStop, every Best Buy, every fucking place that would sell one of these things to try and get one.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't. I had the money, but they just would run at like I cannot tell you how many times I would call like GameStop and they'd be like, "We have two," and me and my dad, we'd fucking just hustle down and it'd be gone. Like
Damn.
literally what you had to do. Let me explain to you kids what you had to do to get a fucking Wii back in like the first 2 to 3 years of the Wii. You had to show up. You had to show up right as the store opens and ask, "Do you have a Wii or are you getting a shipment today?" And if the answer was, "We're getting a shipment today," it was, "All right, I'm going to loiter in this store until the shipment is here."
Good.
And you don't know if the shipment has a Wii. It's just that they're getting a box of stuff today.
Mm-hmm.
Vanity says, "I think GameCube was pretty revolutionary. I liked the console, but it was presented in such a way that was difficult to appeal to wider audiences." Yes, absolutely. Yep. Yes, that is what we were saying earlier. Completely agree. But, like, I want you to, like, remember what it took to get a fucking Wii.
Yep.
The fucking mad... I still have my original... also, the Wii is surprisingly built like a tank. I had my cousin spill Coke all over it. After wiping and cleaning it down, the power button sticks a little bit, but otherwise it works fine.
That's amazing.
Nintendo hardware, baby. It don't quit.
I mean, they were just coming off the GameCube. Remember that X-Play segment?
Where they hit it with a fucking hammer?
They hit it with the hammer, and then I think they dropped it off a roof.
Yeah, they dropped it off a garage, and still the GameCube was the only one that worked.
Like, yeah, PS3, Xbox, they were toast.
Yeah, like no
Or
joke.
PS2, Xbox, yeah.
Yeah, so... And then the other thing I want to bring up is Virtual Console. I loved that feature.
Yep.
I spent because the games were $5 to $10, and like I had a crappy job working with my grandfather. We having basically a GameCube build. Oh yeah, it even had the GameCube ports, a GameCube memory card right on the top. It was so good. So you go and you look at and one thing GameCube's favor, we're still using GameCube controllers even today.
Yep. Also,
even if it's just for Smash.
I want to bring up just real quick. Next time we have a slow news day, I want to rank all controllers.
Oh, that's hard. Okay,
yeah.
But sure. I want to do PlayStation as well. I want to have this discussed.
Oh yeah, no, let's do this with all the consoles.
Yeah. I think the PlayStation one is weird. But anyway, so
sure.
Back to what I was saying though. We have a so the Virtual Console, dude. I can't tell you how much money I spent on Virtual Console.
Sure.
Because there's $5 to $10 a pop. I worked a crappy like weekend job and got a little bit of allowance. I couldn't always go out and buy a $60 game.
Nope.
But I'd easily spend $10 and get Mario 64.
I'll play that again. I mean, it was easily accessible on the Wii.
Yeah, you can just play.
Let's just do it.
You just play it with a GameCube controller.
Ah.
Okay, so I think it's between Wii and Switch.
And that's the thing is that oh hey, morning Quinn.
Morning Quinn.
Love
you, buddy.
That's the thing that's what makes this so. I'm not going to say hard because I have a feeling of where we're going to go with this, but the Switch is mid-cycle right now.
Mm-hmm. And it's popular.
It's popular, yes, and but compared to what's going on with the Wii, I just don't know if it hangs right now. I think it has the potential to go farther.
I think that if we had another 2 to 3 years on this, we'd be saying, like, oh, Switch easy. Like, Switch
sure.
But, Switch is already, Switch is, almost at 50 million?
Oh, I haven't checked the numbers in a while.
Like it's been nuts. Um,
Yeah, Switch has been picking up steam. I just need a little more from it.
I mean, yeah, like over a year ago, it was at 35 million.
Yeah,
So hold on. Yeah, it just beat out the Super Nintendo in total sales.
which is incredible.
So that means it's over the 50 million mark
Wow.
in less than 3 years. It'll be at its 3 year mark in March. So, so we got a comment. Wii was pretty cool. I got some hands on it back in the day. I have to say though that Switch is starting to really pick up some steam. Switch has been on a roll its entire time. This is the first real lull we've had for the Switch in my mind. Like right at this moment.
And we're getting Animal Crossing in a little bit here.
And we're getting Animal Crossing in like a month and 4 days.
Which Animal Crossing for Switch is gonna be. That could be really, really good.
I think that the gimmick for Switch is great. It's especially as someone who used to ride public transit.
Mm-hmm.
Holy shit, that thing would have been a game changer at the time.
Sure.
It just happened to come too little, too late.
You're right.
But and then, Animal Crossing is a system pusher. It really is. But so you have this thing. My problem with the Switch at this point is this: a lot of its best stuff is ports or like mega ports. Like you.
I mean, excluding the Nintendo stuff.
Like even the Nintendo stuff, it didn't get its own Mario Kart. It got Mario Kart 8, but like with the DLC. Like it didn't.
Yeah, I don't know where you go with a Mario Kart, honestly, right now.
You look over at like Mario Maker, and I'm like, yeah, there's definitely a lot of new stuff, but like it doesn't feel like a giant expanded sequel.
Like other than Breath of the Wild and Odyssey.
Yeah, like Breath of the Wild and Odyssey felt like masterpiece and huge steps forward, and then like a lot of stuff feels very iterative or are literal ports.
Right.
Which I can't blame them for doing because it's quick, it's easy, and who the fuck owned a Wii U?
Yeah.
I mean, like we did,
I have to wonder. Nintendo has to be working on some other notable names for future Switch titles, right?
Nobody owned a Wii U. Yeah, exactly. I think it sold worse than the Vita did.
I did not buy a Wii U. My friend had a Wii U, so I was like, great, I don't have to buy a Wii U. And I enjoyed the Wii U, but I didn't pay money.
I bought the Zelda one.
Sure.
But
that's the thing. What we were talking about with Switch, like we just need a few steps further. So like what you were saying is like, yeah, they had Breath of the Wild, they got Odyssey, but then even among Nintendo titles, they're not doing too much. Like they got a Splatoon 2 out there, but like
Luigi's Mansion 3 was a great step forward.
Luigi's Mansion 3 is good. Yes.
Yeah. Smash Ultimate it's
good. That is good.
Fuck yeah, it is.
But Mario Kart 8, like personally, I don't know where you go with Mario Kart after 8. I'm sure something will come up. They'll think of something.
Donkey Kong's a port. Pokemon's okay.
Yeah. Pokemon, they need another generation to figure out what they're doing on consoles.
Mario Maker's step in the right direction, not drastic enough.
But hey, guess what? People still like Metroid. If you would just make a prime ass Metroid.
Well, they started making it and realized it sucked, and they had to start development over.
Oh, so they're working on it, but they're not.
They were working on it with some other studio, and then it was fucked up. So then they apparently have taken it back to Retro Studios for them to be like, "Hey, you guys made them Prime games. How about you fix this?"
Yeah, and that's a good call. So there's that.
I'll say the Fire Emblem on it was really good.
That's right. They did put out Fire Emblem, and people love that Fire Emblem. And let me tell you who else loves Fire Emblem: Smash. They recognize it too.
Yeah, no.
And it's honestly thanks to Smash that Fire Emblem is so popular with this current generation.
It just weaves in and out.
Yep. But they tried to do some Star Fox stuff recently, didn't they?
No, that was that god awful Wii U game.
Oh, Starlink or whatever.
Yeah, no, that was.
And they're like, you can have Star Fox in this. It's like, okay.
Yep.
And then
Star Fox
F-Zero.
Zero.
People talk.
God, that was a piece of shit. Such a bad game. I remember like playing at E3 and being like, "Yeah, they could turn it around. I've seen worse at a trade show," and then like, no,
No.
no.
Hang on. I'm sorry. I need to go to the Smash roster because I think the popularity of Smash determines uh, what they should do next. Because they have a console that is so popular right now.
But
Like, how
like,
do they not have teams trying to capitalize on all the names that are in Smash?
Bayonetta port.
Bayonetta support.
Celeste is great, but it's multiplat.
Yep.
Ori and the Blind Forest port. Cuphead port. Okami port. And like
They're never doing another Mother, right?
never.
Yeah.
Guacamelee port. Astral Chain, that was good.
Sure.
Like and the thing is I realize that this thing is a hybrid system, so the ports do mean more because you can take them elsewhere.
Mm-hmm.
But it's still, at the end of the day, it's still Final Fantasy X. It's still Bayonetta.
Sure.
Astral Chain was a really good game, but I don't like the play style of the action. It reminds me of V and Devil May Cry 5.
Sure.
It's a little too passive for me. So what it sounds like is it's Switch Wii.
I think for right now, unless the Switch can pull something in the next couple years, or during the rest of its cycle at least, that really takes advantage of its unique qualities, I think Wii goes above Switch.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I think I think a lot of that has to do with cultural impact.
Yep.
Like, if you were just talking about like overall quality games, even if they are fucking ports, then the Switch obviously wins out. But it's just like it didn't have the cultural, or like Wii was so successful that it got the two other multi-billion megacorps to be like, we need to make one of those.
Well, right. And then now we're looking at this VR world that's trying to creep in. And it's not being very successful, but
Mm-hmm.
the Wii, like Nintendo with Virtual Boy, and then with the Wii have been.
And then 3DS even, like, they've been...
Yeah, 3DS, their 3D stuff has
They've
been
been,
pretty good there.
Yeah, they've been out there for sure.
So what is our list right now?
So right now we are at Bob in the Barrel is the Virtual Boy.
Okay.
Then we got the N64.
Okay.
Then we got the GameCube.
Mm-hmm.
The Switch.
Mm-hmm.
And then the Wii.
Sure.
So
All
then
right.
we have the NES and the SNES.
Of course.
Which, Hadur. Hada. We're not old.
All right.
Um,
How are we gonna do this?
This is hard.
Yep.
This is really hard because I think both of these were cultural icons.
Mm-hmm.
I think the NES more so because it was like the first big video game thing after the crash.
And video games are good. Check this out.
And it started a lot of franchises.
Yep.
But I think the SNES, its library is like
its library is what is just mind blowing.
Bananas.
And that controller setup, like add two triggers and add two analog sticks, you have your modern day controller.
Right, and even then, the dog bone was really comfortable.
It was.
Yeah.
I did. Fun fact. I spent all of my time when I first had a Super Nintendo. The entire time I owned it, I learned to play all those games upside down. The controller was upside down in my hands, and so I played I don't know how I pulled it off. It's probably why I'm so bad at video games,
God
is because that
damn
was
it,
my
Aaron.
main console system, and I was left-handed. And so I was like, I'll just turn it around, and then I'd had to learn. Yeah, I had to operate everything opposite wise, and so it was absolutely messed up and awful.
All right then.
Even upside down though, not bad.
Noted. All right. Fantastic. All right. So, oh hey, Bernie Sanders just popped on Twitch.
What's he playing?
It says just chatting. Um,
Feel like playing Civ today.
playing City Skylines. I was once a mayor, you know. He was, so he got started.
No, he was. No, he would.
Um,
He'd do that.
so,
I got
anyway,
an early copy of Animal Crossing.
I would love it if Games Press started sending Bernie Sanders early video games to review. I don't even like Bernie Sanders, but it'd be amazing.
Tom Nook should be scared.
Hey, Tom Nook gives you interest-free loans that you can pay back whenever you want.
That's good. I haven't played a lot of Animal Crossing. I just know a lot of memes about Tom Nook.
Yeah, he'll break your knees, though.
What? How does that work? You can pay it back whatever you want, but he'll come for you.
Gotta pay it back eventually.
Well, yeah.
Um,
What are we establishing a rate?
I mean, I always just tried to pay it off as fast as possible.
I mean, of course.
That was my whole shtick. I was gonna fish all night, all day, to be able to get your bells, sir. Apparently, the pre-order bonus at Best Buy is a bell bag.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah, it's real nice.
Sure.
So, this is hard.
I am inclined to go towards Super Nintendo, but that's just been my own gaming experience, is to
Like-
play more on the Super Nintendo.
Like I am as well, just because like I think that those games age better.
Sure.
And I think that, like, while the cultural impact of SNES is not as big as NES, it's still definitely there.
Yep.
It's definitely still big. And just, dude, how many franchises got, they started on NES, but they blew up on SNES.
Yep.
Like, you look at, like, A Link to the Past is what most people think of when they think of the traditional Zelda story.
Yep.
And, like, yeah, Mario 1 and 3 were great, but, dude, Mario World added Yoshi
Yep.
and really fleshed out the color palette and everything. Like, Final Fantasy VI is what a lot of people say is, like, the first, like, top tier Final Fantasy. You know, Chrono Trigger, a lot of people consider it the best RPG ever made. Castlevania 4. Like, it's really hard, you know, and then, like, Star Fox started there. F-Zero started there.
Yeah, with their Mode 7.
Their
stuff.
Mode 7.
Yeah.
Mode 7. You know, like it's Mario Paint.
Sure.
You know, and then just all the third party support, right? Like
Tons.
you had the Aladdin game, and you had you had Kirby Superstar, you had Mario All Stars, you had Earthbound, you had Super Metroid, shoulder buttons, as Nasty Boots says.
Yep.
You had the first Mario Kart.
You want to talk about establishing standards, shoulder buttons.
Yeah. You had the first Mario Kart. You had the first,
Oh,
Mario,
the first Mario Kart.
first Mario RPG. You had Street Fighter 2.
Mm-hmm.
First Pilot Wings. You know.
I've heard that. Nasty Boots.
Aladdin on Mega Drive. Genesis was better. Mega Drive-ish.
And yeah,
Teenage
that's where I
Mutant
played a lot.
Ninja Turtles on SNES.
Sure.
Mega Man X on SNES.
Mm.
You know, like Sim City on SNES.
Secret of Mana.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Out of curiosity, I'll pull up the NES list though, because I know it is healthy. Mario 1 and 3, and even 2. You Punch Out. You got Tetris. You got Ice Climbers, The Sight Bike, Dr. Mario, Kirby Adventure, Tecmo Bowl, Ghosts and Goblins, Contra, Double Dragon, Gradius, Mega Man 2, Star Tropics, Bubble Bobble, Kid Icarus, Final Fantasy, Galaga, Metal Gear 1 and 2, Final Fantasy 1 and 2. I'm mixed on this. I really am.
It's hard because the
Because
NES was where everything started.
like it's where a lot of this started, but it's also just like the Super Nintendo has almost like better versions of all of this.
Right. So it's a question of like there's the jump in quality in various areas, or there's the start, and it's almost subjective. Well, I mean it is subjective, but
like it's just like the only exception is like Tecmo Bowl and Punch Out are the only ones that don't have a better SNES equivalent. Like, there's a Punch Out on the SNES and it's good. It's just not as good as Punch Out 1.
sure.
And then Tecmo Bowl never got a real thing. But, like,
Right.
yeah, like, Contra, like, I just can't, like, I realize the cultural impact of the NES. I do.
Yeah.
Very similar to the way I do the Wii, but just like not in the same way. But like the library on the SNES is just too good.
Yeah.
Like it's just I can't justify Earthworm Jim on the SNES was great. Yeah, that's another one. Like I can't justify giving it to anything else but the SNES for me.
I think that's the way to go.
Um
The NES is good. It's
Like-
very good.
Like when they announced the NES Classic, I didn't go out of my way to get one. I was like, whatever, if I can find one, I can find one.
Yep.
SNES Classic, my ass was there at midnight, ready to go with a credit card. So,
Yep.
oh yeah, did I ever tell you my like midnight launch story for the Switch?
You may have, but
Yeah, I don't think I told on the show. So I wanted to Switch at launch really bad. I did not want to play Breath of the Wild on a Wii U. I was
Right.
very done with the Wii U at this point.
yes.
And I really wanted the Switch. I thought it was a fucking brilliant idea. And also, like, I knew I'd be covering video games anyway, so I needed to have one anyway. So, and so I pre-order the day of with Target.
Okay.
Guess what happens 2 weeks later?
Mm.
They canceled my pre-order
Cool.
because they took too many. They took too many pre-orders. So I'm pissed. Like, I am 110% pissed. So now I have to go camp out in the middle of a line in freezing March in Nevada. Because this is one. It was one of those winters where it was just murder in Nevada. Like, it's not like the current March we're having or the current February we're having and March we're probably gonna have where it's really tame. This was a really bad year.
Great.
And at the time I didn't have a car either, making this of course even better, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So I get off work and I get off work a little early, and the mall was on my bus route. So I was like, okay, I'll go to the mall. I'll see if I can get in the GameStop line first. I get in the GameStop line. I ask them, like, how many do you guys have for people who didn't pre-order? And they're like, we have 8. We have 12 people waiting. And I'm like, shit. So I call. So I'm like, okay, what is nearby? Best Buy, Walmart. And I call Walmart thinking, okay, Walmart's not going to have anyone waiting, right? And I call Walmart, and they're like, we're not sure how many we're getting. We're at least getting 5. We have 2 people waiting. But it's also the furthest one away. It's about a mile away. So I'm like, shit.
Yeah.
But I'm also thinking Walmart, I'd have the benefit of being able to wait inside.
That's true.
And And but I'm like, okay, I'll go to Best Buy first since it's on the way and I can get an idea. They're like, so I go to Best Buy. I get in, I be number 7 or 8 in the line, somewhere around
Okay.
there. And I go bother the Best Buy employee. I'm like, how many do you think we're getting? How many do you think we're getting? He's like, did you pre-order? And I'm like, fucking no. I don't know why these people go to sit in line if they've already pre-ordered.
Right.
Just show the fuck up at midnight. You know, they have a line for just you and everything.
Yeah.
So I show up, and they're like, and I'm like, okay, how many do you guys think we're gonna get for people who didn't pre-order? And they're like, well, they said we're getting a pretty good allotment, so we're thinking like 10 plus, and we're getting at least 10. And I count myself in line. I'm like 1, 2, 3, 4, and I'm like, I'm number 8, and I'm
Okay.
like, fucking, I'm here. I'm locked in.
Yep.
I am locked in. They said, I'm like, what is the chances you guys get less than 8? And they're like, very low, very, very low. And I'm like, fucking great. So I sit here, and at the time I was studying for my insurance exam still, because I was studying to be a licensed insurance agent. So I just busted out my tablet and started studying.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have a chair. I don't have food. I don't have water. I have a tablet and a 3DS.
That's all you need.
And I'm in like my big warm coat. Like I was smart enough to bring it like dressed properly for this, but it is just freezing. Like
Sure.
it is just getting colder and colder. The guy next to me is shadow boxing to stay warm.
Nice.
And I am just freezing to death, and I'm just like trying to focus on my tablet, studying for my exams, just being like, and eventually I just cannot focus anymore. I just
Sure.
can't retain information. So I'm like, fuck it. I turn on a Joe Rogan comedy special. And
Okay.
I'm just sitting in line, just freezing to death, watching Joe Rogan, like, just dying, basically.
Yeah.
And at one point, I'm like, okay, I can't live like this anymore. I need something warm. So I ordered Domino's
Yep.
from this Switch line. But I had Domino's deliver me 2 pizzas, and I and I ate one, gave the other one to the line, and then
Okay.
just was warm enough for the next and then we get the last 45 minutes, and I'm back to freezing. I can't concentrate. I just want to go home.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's like 14 degrees out, and they finally let us inside. And then I wait inside, and I get my Switch. And at this point, I'm like, okay, I can catch a bus home, or fuck it, I can just go take an Uber.
Yeah.
And I took an Uber.
Yep.
The weakness took over.
Look, man. Once you got your Switch, who cares?
Yeah, and then because on Switch I went all digital, I proceeded to queue Zelda up for download, and I woke up the next morning and it was there, and I played it on my bus ride to work.
There you go.
So final ranking for these systems, though.
Yes.
We have the Virtual Boy at the very, 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 very bottom. We
All right.
have followed by the N64.
Okay.
Oh, sorry, followed by the Wii U, the N64, the GameCube,
Mm-hmm.
the Switch,
Mm-hmm.
the Wii, and then the NES, then SNES.
Yep.
All right,
Yep.
we did it, boys. Do you agree? Do you disagree? How do you feel? How does our
I
list make you feel?
yeah. I
Is
feel pretty good about that list.
is it aroused? Does that list make you feel aroused, everybody?
Mm,
No.
I don't know about aroused.
Well, we tried.
Yeah.
All right, so I gotta get to the news stories for this week. First one is they showed off the Marvel's Avengers achievements and Marvel's Avengers collector's editions and all that stuff. So one of the achievements basically it basically reveals one of the villains is going to be MODOK.
Okay.
And
Okay.
then it's because one of the achievements is defeat MODOK and Kree.
Oh.
Um,
Wow. I wonder what that's gonna look like.
so they've shown the collector's edition of it, um, and what and this is who you play as in the primary story mode: Captain America, Iron Man, Thor, Hulk, Black Widow, and Camilla and Miss Marvel.
Okay.
Camilla Khan.
Yep.
And this is what's in the collector's edition. You get a Avengers Steelbook.
Okay.
You get a 6-inch Hulk bobblehead. You get a 12-inch full color Captain America statue. You get an honorary Avengers pin. A 5x7 Avengers Day group photo. A Black Widow belt buckle. A Mjolnir keychain. And Iron Man prototype armor blueprints.
Okay.
Along with the game. They also showed off the cover art. I think it's actually kind of hideous. I'm not a fan. You can take a look at our Twitch right now. I have it pulled up.
I mean, those are the Avengers.
I just don't like the way they just cram them all in.
That you're right.
Also, I wish we would have gotten an Iron Man statue instead, but that's my personal taste for the Avengers.
I see.
Iron Man is the best.
I'm a Captain America person, but yeah, that's Iron Man is the most popular.
Does that not describe this podcast?
Exactly. Yep.
Yeah. So, granted, I do like Captain America, just not.
I mean, I like Iron Man too. Yeah. No, we have our preferences.
For sure. Yeah, they've shown quite a bit of this game. It looks cool. Like they got a good team behind it. They got a good team behind it. It looks like they got some great voice actors, good action. I really want Marvel to make a cinematic game universe. And I thought that Spider-Man game was a fucking amazing start. That game was so good.
Yes.
So I'm hoping we can get that with the Avengers.
We can hope.
Is there a PC version of this coming? I didn't catch it.
You would think, right?
Hold on. Fucking goddamn it. Yes, it's coming to Steam.
Yes. Okay, fine.
Good. Wonder if it's on Steam pre-order yet.
I forget. You can play that game co-op, right? Story mode.
No, it's not co-op story mode, but it has a special separate multiplayer and co-op mode.
Oh, okay.
So you'll have the story mode, which is its own locked off thing, and then you'll have this third person action adventure, single player and story, and then its own locked off co-op story. And it's up to 4-player online with a growing roster of heroes and skins, and all the additional heroes are going to be free. So far, the only additional hero they've showed off has been Ant-Man. And they're using Hank Pym Ant-Man, not Scott Lang Ant-Man.
Right. Okay.
I feel so geeky saying all that.
I'm
just like, yep,
That's where we're at.
Also, if you pre-order, you get early access to the beta. PS4 gets super early access to the beta. You'll also get an alternate costume. So you get old school Thor, you get old school Iron Man, old school Hulk and Captain America. And then if you get the deluxe edition, you get this special gold variant of all their costumes.
Sure. When in doubt, just make everything gold.
I like gold.
Apparently, a lot of people do.
So that game looks cool. I'm excited for it. I want more. How much is this collector's edition, by the way? $200.
Okay, wow.
That's actually not too bad for what you're getting.
Sure.
Like 12-inch statue, 6-inch bobblehead, the game, and some other tchotchkes. Not bad. Definitely seen worse. Um,
All right.
yeah, I want to see more gameplay.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's like I have to reserve all opinion until I see more of the actual game itself, and I don't know if I just don't. I can't. I feel bad that I am not getting enough gameplay at this point, but also I don't know.
But I mean, but like on the other hand, I'm also like it. Like I'm just like hoping that like man, if this game is on the quality level of Spider-Man, they have something.
If it is, like, yes, absolutely, and I hope the best for them.
So when we play co-op, you're gonna be Captain America.
That's the plan.
Okay, I'll be Iron Man. We'll do that shield thing. It'll be awesome.
It'll be great.
Yeah.
And then we just need to get 2 more people.
My girlfriend wants to play as Thor.
Okay.
So.
Sure.
Anthony Todd can be the Hulk.
Yeah. There we go.
He is the Hulk.
It's a secret. He's always angry.
God, those movies are so good. They're so damn good.
Yeah, they're fun.
So, Last of Us 2 just had some news come out recently.
Okay.
It's gonna be playable at PAX East in like a week or two. And not only that, but they've opened up a bunch of other PlayStation games like Iron Man VR, Neo 2, Persona 5 Royal are going to be playable PAX East. But the other big thing about Last of Us 2 is they've opened up the pre-orders again for the Ellie edition, which is the one with the backpack and the vinyl soundtrack and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So if you got an extra $230 and you're down for that, there you go.
Okay.
So yeah, Dreams is out now and its reviews are disgustingly good.
Yeah.
As by the way, as for Nasty Boots, Last of Us 2, do you think it's going to hit the high bar set for the first one?
Oof.
I think that if there is a team that can do it, it is Naughty Dog.
Yes. Yep. But
that is what I believe.
Who knows, right?
Right. No, for sure.
We'll just have to wait and see.
Yep. Basically.
I'm just gonna let them be themselves. Let them figure it out. Take whatever time they need to.
I mean, like they've shown off some really good stuff so far. Like I will say that they have everything they've showed for that game has impressed me in a way. I have faith in Naughty Dog, but Last of Us was a phenomenon. Yeah, no, dude, it was a mind-blowing experience. But like, so was Uncharted 2. Like, so was Uncharted 3, and like, all of those games were like 10 out of 10 experiences. So I mean, we'll see. It's going to be playable at PAX East. I'm sure that we'll hear plenty about it.
Sure.
And on top of that, they also on YouTube, Square Enix put out a video of Final Fantasy 7 Remake's opening. So they did the opening movie for Final Fantasy 7, but they did it in the remake. So, I don't remember the beginning of that like cinematic all that well until the part where it's actually in Midgar, and that's when I personally watching it had a little bit of a like minor panic attack, being like, "Oh my god, it's that thing." And I was like, "Oh my god, look how good it looks."
Yep.
Especially like playing the new one or playing the old one right now and like seeing Aerith's legs be different sections of cubes
Right.
versus this being a full-fledged real person. My whole problem with this remake is it's going to be in parts. We don't know how many parts it's going to be. And the first part here is only Midgar, which is like a sixth of the game at best.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the part where I get, like, kind of pissed off.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, yeah. Yeah, man, look at that.
It's crazy, man.
This is what 23 years of technology does.
Yeah, seeing the the comparisons back and forth. If any game needed a remake, it was this one.
They're using Unreal 4, not the mess they made Final Fantasy 15 in. I mean, good. I'm hoping that they learned. I'm hoping that Final Fantasy, everything related to the Nova Crystallis, including Final Fantasy 15, was a very good learning lesson. A good teaching tool. I mean, they announced this game at E3 2014, and 2 years in they scrapped it and started over because of how bad everything was going.
Right.
And I'm guessing that's when they switched to Unreal 4. That's my guess anyway.
Right.
So
Looks good.
yeah, man. It's something else.
But
Yeah, so Marvel Avengers. If there's anything else that was up here. Yeah, not much else going on this week, unfortunately.
yeah.
I think it's gonna be a disappointment. I just think that like I said, I hate the fact that it's being chopped into multiple parts.
Right.
Anyway, what were you saying?
Oh, I don't know. Yeah, not a lot's going on right now. Dreams came out, but we're not going to see the fruits of that until the creators of that community really start making some crazy shit with it.
Yeah, getting out there, making cool stuff.
Yep.
Money, need money. Well, yeah, like the thing is, though, is like Final Fantasy VII, when it was made, it was the most expensive game ever made. So, and like it stayed that way for like 2 decades. So it doesn't surprise me that they need more money, but like,
Yep. Damn.
Excuse
me.
Anyway, the last 2 things we have are sales numbers on PlayStation last month and a supposed leak for how much it costs to make a... Well, hold on. You would look up highest video game budgets. Hold on. Let's find out. Okay, the most expensive video games ever created. When was this article made? So this was This is June of 20. This is June of 2018. Modern Warfare 3, 250 mil.
Mm-hmm.
Grand Theft Auto 5, 265 mil. Star Wars: The Old Republic, the MMO, 200 mil. Destiny, 140 mil. Final Fantasy VII, 145 million in 1995. Development began in late 95 and needed the struggle of 120 programmers and artists using the Soft Image 3D and Power Animator software. It was the most expensive game at its time with a budget of 45 million and marketing costs of $100 million. Fucking Jesus.
Yep.
Grand Theft Auto 4, 100 million. 2 Human, 100 million. Max Payne, 105. Red Dead Redemption, 100 million. Yeah, no way that actual number is right. I'll check Wikipedia. So development cost. So Shenmue has to be up there, right? Because I know it's
You would think.
Metal Gear Solid, The Phantom Pain, apparently cost $80 million.
Wow.
Witcher 3 46. Halo 2 40. It's insane when you look at how much money it costs to actually make some of these fucking games.
Yeah, no kidding.
Can you include long times for a game to make like Duke Nukem? I mean, I think Duke Nukem's on this list. Hold on. I mean, Gran Turismo 5 took forever, and it's on here. It took 60 million. Fable Legends is on here. It cost $75 million for a game that's never coming out.
That's incredible.
And I have I got a shirt for that game that I gave to Tori.
Wasn't that the cool ass looking Fable game?
Yeah, that was gonna be for the Xbox One.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
That ended for some reason.
Yeah, it was based around 4 heroes and a villain. Each role play online. Let's see. It takes several hundred years before the events of the original trilogy. Announced cancellation and closure of Lionhead Studios. The game's beta ended on April 13th. Players who purchased the in-game gold receiving full refunds. That's a bummer.
Man.
Can you include... Yeah, so... I'm going to look up Shenmue's budget, though. $50 million. Made the most expensive game Sega ever produced.
Yeah.
But on this list, that puts it squarely in the middle.
Okay. Wow.
The king, though, is the first Destiny.
That's amazing.
I mean, if you want to talk about like fuck development stories, go read the like Kotaku article about the first Destiny's development.
Mm-hmm.
Highest video game budget ever. I mean, if you want to like, if you include I actually find Final Fantasy VII's marketing budget to be insane.
Mm-hmm.
Paul McCartney isn't cheap.
Exactly.
Biggest part of the budget. That's why Marty got so mad and left.
Yep. The truth comes out.
I mean, let's see. Oh, man. So, apparently Halo Infinite is currently rumored as the most expensive video game project ever.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Okay.
I could buy it.
Sure.
Like, I'd buy Microsoft is, like, trying to throw money at that Halo problem.
Exactly.
All right, so I think that's basically it for news. So yeah,
Is that all we got?
yeah. I mean, Grand Theft Auto 5 is once again the best-selling PS4 game for the month.
I'm not surprised.
All right, so let me pull up questions. FF7 had to break Europe and make JRPGs a household game. It did that in the States too, man. Like Sony put a lot of money behind that. They put a lot of money behind that bad boy.
Yep.
Like, they knew that was going to be a killer app for them.
Yep.
I mean, also those CG cutscenes. Like, now they're quaint, but at the time they were kind of mind-blowing. All right, so questions. Um, we had no JRPGs until FF7. Didn't they? Didn't they release other Final Fantasies or Chrono Trigger out there? Did no one buy them, or did they not exist?
Right.
Um,
Wow.
that's weird.
Wow.
Because like we had them, no one bought them, but we had them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Secret of Mana. Well,
yeah, like
yeah.
we had
Okay.
them, just no one bought them.
Uh.
All right.
All right.
So, what's the one instrument you always wanted to play but never did because you're. So, questions from the Discord and the chat. We're going to answer any and all of these and then call it. What is the one instrument you always wanted to play but never did because you're a lazy fuck?
I bought a very cheap violin with the intent of playing it, and I think I like broke it because I just didn't know what the hell I was doing. What is a violin?
I, on a couple of occasions, have tried to learn guitar and specifically bass and failed miserably.
Okay.
The furthest I got was being able to play the intro to Sweet Home Alabama.
That's enough.
I mean, it's dirt simple. Yeah.
Yeah.
Out of every dictator in history, who would you fight? Who would you fuck? And who would you be best friends with?
I need a list.
Dictators through history.
I need pictures. All right.
Let's see. I mean, let's see what we got here.
What was it? Fuck, kill, best friend.
Yeah, but it was fight, fuck, and best friend.
Okay. Oh, fight. All right.
Well, I would fight Adolf Hitler. I mean, that one's easy.
I think that would be a fun fight.
Yeah.
Just because the more I read about him, the more it's like I would want to fight that mother. But you can say that about a lot of these guys. But
yeah,
it also helps that we've been playing video games all our lives, and guess what? Hitler's a popular
target
fighter. Yeah.
I would want to be best friends with Julius Caesar.
Is that a dictator?
He was technically a dictator.
Okay.
I mean, you say Genghis Khan.
I'd fuck Genghis Khan. I'll be a part of that group.
You'd fuck Genghis Khan?
That's what he's known for, man.
I mean, yeah, technically. I'm gonna look up a list of female dictators.
Everyone outside my apartment that's listening to me on this conversation, this is a dumb question. Just don't listen to me.
FBI, please turn off your.
This is a question I assume Quinn asked.
Yes, you're right.
I figured.
So there's apparently this Chinese empress. She killed off her whole family and other families related to her predecessor to ensure no one could come out of the woodwork and take her throne.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll bang that lady. Why not? And then who would I want to be homies with? Yeah, Caesar.
Yeah, Caesar's not on this list that I'm looking at. Of the people that on this list that I'm looking at, I guess I would befriend Castro. But
oh, fuck! I would fucking. That's another motherfucker I would fight. I'd fight fucking Fidel Castro. The fucking dick.
I mean, they're kind of all.
Yeah, you can't. You kind of want to fight all of them.
That's kind
right?
of the point. That's kind of the point of this is that the paradox is you kind of want to fight all of them.
All right. Well, all right. So we got. As for the other questions. What is your ideal gamer breakfast?
Oh God, breakfast.
I
I
don't
don't
eat
think of
breakfast that
that's
often.
yeah. Donuts. I'm saying donuts because you said you got donuts.
Yeah.
Do you tend to? I see that thing is I would think donuts like would get your hands sticky.
No. Yeah. No. That's not good for gaming. So.
I tend to my favorite tends to just be a bowl of Cheerios.
My go-to is like a breakfast sandwich.
Ooh.
So like I'll make eggs and bacon, or like I'll make an egg patty, and then some bacon, and throw that shit on some toast with some cheese, and eat it.
Okay.
You know, like because one, you can't, it doesn't get your hands messy because it's all contained on the bread. And
Sure.
two, I can eat it one handed. So like for games that I can play one handed, like WoW,
Mm-hmm.
I can play while I'm eating.
Sure.
Um, Two, it's portable, so I need to go somewhere. Really,
Okay, yeah. Yeah. If you need to
sandwich is
go.
the ultimate food, everyone.
Sandwiches, burgers.
Burgers are good. I like burgers.
Burgers are good.
I've become a big proponent of the chicken sandwich as I have tried to get healthier.
I just want to point out Nasty Boots said Jesus answer to all of those dictator questions. Um
Yeah.
so yeah, I like that's the thing, yeah. A bowl of cereal is not exactly mobile, but honestly, if I'm my gamer breakfast, I'm not going anywhere.
Yeah, but like even then I don't want to make a mess.
Are you making mess with your cereal?
I can knock over a bowl of cereal.
I mean, you can.
Because, like, I have definitely knocked over shit on my desk and had it spill everywhere and had to clean that shit up.
Okay. I personally have not run into that very much.
Um,
What I do run into is minor, very, very minor, but just crumbs when you're eating sandwiches and it's all over your shirt. And
yeah, but that, like, I can brush off and then vacuum up, like, real quick
yeah,
later.
sure. Yeah.
It's not
If you're a
good.
little more prone to spilling your cereal, then yeah, cereal's
I-
a big downside.
Anything that is liquid, I am way more paranoid of than I am crumbs.
Did this start from the Wii incident or was this before?
This was after. This was long. This was like when I was at this house, and like I would used to keep my drinks like right here to the right of me, but then like one day I like turned too quickly and have not and like knocked fucking drinks over now on multiple occasions, or like food, and it's just kind of the point where I'm just like, okay, I need to like be more cognizant of this.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Okay.
and then it's a liquid, which I mean, like, there's always chance for spillage,
Sure.
and then like it requires both my hands, which, once again, I can play WoW one handed.
Yeah.
So, anyway, so we got a question from Nasty Boots.
All right.
If they made Mario an R-rated game, what kind of game would you want to see? I mean, like, The Godfather already exists. So,
Mafia.
Italian stereotype jokes. Ha 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 ha.
I mean, the easy low-hanging fruit is just a Grand Theft Auto-esque Mario game.
Hold on. I'm just trying to picture Michael. Hold on. Let's see. I'm pulling up the climb.
I have an idea when you're finished with.
Like, just I'm trying to picture like in, is I'm trying to picture this, but like in Mario's voice. Oh, you're fucking right. It's sarcasm, you fuck. A few weeks ago, I was happily retired, sulking by my swimming pool, and my psychotic best friend shows up out of nowhere to torture me over mistakes I made. Honest mistakes I made over a decade ago. We, our little posse, are flat fucking broke. But hey, let's go out and spend $2 million on a tandem Rotom fucking chopper so I can go steal nerve gas from fucking terrorists. Forgive me, you ignorant fuck, but sarcasm is all I fucking got. Sarcasm and a room full of you cunts. Alright, now let's try and do that Mario's voice. It's me, Mario! Oh, you're fucking A-right, it's sarcasm, you fuck! A few weeks ago, I was happily retired, soaking by my swimming pool, and my psychotic best friend shows up